again, not selling out like venues. Blau's blown up so much in the past like 3 years, and it's so fucking cool. And I don't know, there's something I wanted to give you your flowers on. I don't know if people know how hard you hustled when you didn't have money. Like, there's a story, I think we told it on Patreon years ago. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. Blau couldn't get booked. I was in a similar position. I couldn't get booked, but what Blau did was he would email comedy clubs, pretend to be an agent. What was his name?
Chris McCormick.
Chris McCormick.
Oh, I booked that man, yeah.
Yeah. And he would send it to comedy
Steakhouse.
clubs across the country, and then some of them would book. He'd send on behalf of Michael Blaustein with the reel and everything. And then sometimes he'd get booked, and then that's just what it is. Like, this guy has fucking hustled, man.
That's
and
like
I've seen him.
Soulja Boy used to do it with LimeWire. He used to change it to like Taylor Swift, then it would just be cranked at.
Yeah.
And you download it, like, the fuck is this?
And then it's kinda hot.
What is this? Yeah.
Oh, man.
And so it's very cool, just again, as a brother, to watch you in what feels like the past 6 months, it just went crazy.
Yeah, probably 6 months, yeah.
So it's very cool to watch, and I just want to give you love publicly on that.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's he kind of set me up last Patreon just to sort of talk about like where I was like when I first got to like New York and then where we're at now. It's a wild transition.
Well, I knew that Blau we thought was gonna take the fuck off in like 2010 or something because he was on Punk'd.
Yeah.
We actually have one of your videos that we could pull up.
Do you
It's
really?
Punking, yeah, it's you punking Khloe Kardashian
Holy
with Miley.
shit.
With Miley
Santino
Cyrus
on
as
that
the
one
host,
too?
and Andrew Santino's
Yeah,
on
Andrew
it.
Santino.
We could pull
Wow.
this up and play
Holy
it.
shit.
Is that fat Chloe or skinny Chloe? Which one?
I
It's
can't
just bigger
answer.
Chloe. It's bigger, but she's actually, if you watch it, we'll watch. But she's actually like so fucking likable through this thing. She's really being sweet. Just watch. That's
Is that
young
you?
Blau, dude. Look
That's
how young
me,
he
bro.
is. So you go to Miley's house, ask if you can use the bathroom as a delivery boy,
As a delivery.
and then he's just screaming. Now, can we pause real quick?
Shut up.
So is there any backstory that we need to know? Any like cool info about this? How do they tell you what you're gonna do? When do you find out? What's that whole process like?
Dude, this show is actually crazy, man, because you find out so last minute because I'm not writing on it.
Yeah.
So I'm just kicking it and you get like an email or a phone call and they go, meet me at the studio. And you have to like just sort of be on call and you meet there and then they just tell you what it is.
And when you got there, Miley's the host. She's pranking people.
Yeah.
Punking people.
Yeah.
Is she in there?
in the studio?
Like, is she involved in all of it?
I mean, like vaguely. It's a lot of like it's a lot of the writers doing it,
Yeah.
you know? But it's a very like go type thing because like these people are hyper famous, obviously, so their schedules are so insane. So when they lock things, you have to go.
Yeah.
So it's a very like there's no like time to think sort of, and they like told me what the bit was sort of like on the way to the house. Like and then the thing that really fucked me up the most in this show is the go, but also the earpiece. So there's an earpiece, there's a director talking to you, there's an EP talking to you, and some of the actors like Santino helped write a lot of these. He's so funny. And
Shouts to Andrew Santino.
Yeah,
Love you,
dude,
buddy.
so funny. And a lot of this, he's also in Video Village talking to me. So there's like 3 people walking me through stuff and they might throw me some lines and I have to decide if I want to say the line that's in my head or the line that they're saying. And
wow.
There's a lot of things that are and then you also
You're also just trying to play it cool.
yes.
Like you don't have an earpiece in
Yeah.
there.
Correct. And exactly. You also have to like
And is the earpiece, it's got to be super subtle,
it's
right?
super subtle. Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we play out and see how the rest is? But Al, you haven't seen this, right?
No, I haven't.
This is great. So the prank is he has his nut caught in the zipper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sticking out.
And
Ball is caught in the fucking zipper.
it's an art ball, so it looks real. Right?
So here's
Yeah.
Khloe.
The restroom, went to the restroom and accidentally.
She's like really talking to, she's like being very sweet and helpful.
Any kind of seminal fluid coming out of the genitals.
Is there any?
What's so cute is she's like, is there any fluid coming out? Like, she's like being really
Yeah.
helpful.
What color is the genital right now?
I mean, it looks a little red.
Are we talking like salmon pink? Does it look salmon pink in color, miss?
I've never seen a white penis before. I don't know.
I've never seen a white penis before.
So sincere.
Yeah, she was super nice
Oh,
too.
that's
Dude,
good.
that made that she's so likable in that clip.
Yeah.
Because she's
Yeah.
like genuinely concerned about your
Helping
testicle.
out.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of girls would be like, buddy, deal
All
with
of them
that.
ran away.
Yeah. I think my wife would be like, you got that, you fucking weirdo.
You
Deal
got
with
Kaiser, call Uber, figure it out.
it. 100%.
She's always been the coolest Kardashian.
That's actually so sweet. Did you talk to her after? What Like, do you have any interaction? Did she say anything to you? Good job. Let me see the real
Dude,
nut.
I think they all kind of like shuffled off pretty fast. Like once they're like, hey, it's Punk, they don't really care about me.
Right.
They're just it's her and Miley and Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're all like homies, and they're not gonna be like, hey, do you want to come out? Blah, blah, blah. But they didn't really talk to me.
Did you get to work with Miley a lot? She's again the head of the episode in that.
Because everyone hosts one episode and then they have 3 episodes or 3 punks within one episode. So I think that was the only one I worked with Miley. But Miley's cool as shit.
Really?
So nice, dude.
It's great to hear.
So nice. And her husband at the time, hot.
Oh, the Hemsworth.
Boy.
It's the hottest family in the world.
I think it might
She
be.
was with a hen?
She was with a Hemsworth. I don't remember which one.
shit.
Not
all you
the
need.
Chris.
Not Chris. No,
Hey,
that's Thor.
both of them are pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Who is Chris with? Because what a lucky lady.
Somebody deserving, I hope, much like his hammer.
You're getting there quick.
You know what's so funny about this? If you were just talking about how hot it was and then you were going to shit on me. Of course. You were, for 3 seconds ago, yeah, this is the hottest film
Nah,
I've ever seen in my life.
he's a piece, but you're gay.
Oh, man.
That's what we do here.
That is what we do. But I remember Blau going out to that, and then, so I did Wildin' Out, and when I was telling him how stress, because Wildin' Out is similar stress. You find out the night before who the guest is, you don't know what the fucking game is gonna be. There's
Yeah.
like a boot camp for 2 weeks where they just drill you to death. And then I was telling that to Blau, and he was like, thank God somebody finally understands what Punked was like. Because we're broke as fuck. So we're thinking Blau's on Punk. This is crazy. It's about to take the fuck off. And then he was just like, yeah, it was cool, but it wasn't the most fun.
Dog, it was not. There was moments of fun for sure, but it was just so stressful. And it's like operated, I mean, I've never done SNL, so I don't really know, but it operates very much like that, where it's like, you're not guaranteed episodes.
Yeah.
So like, they'll just call you or they won't.
Yeah.
And then so I'm just in LA there was a time where like 2 weeks straight, I didn't hear from them. So I'm just in LA, broke as shit, supposedly on a show.
Yeah.
But I haven't done an episode in 2 weeks.
Wow,
So it's a mind fuck. And the funniest thing, I think I told you this, Trev, the funniest thing was I had like screen tests, so I had to come into LA, and then they were doing a bunch of like improv games with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was in the creator's office, and then Ashton comes in,
Yeah.
and he opens the door, and he goes, oh, so you're the kid, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, saw your audition tape, man. Wasn't good.
God damn.
And then just leaves.
That was suing me
And
for
then
life.
just leaves.
Maybe you weren't
So
15 years old enough to
Yeah,
make
so
out
I'm
with
happy
him.
you wrote that fucking letter.
Was he cooler after, or was it just that?
He was a little. Here's the thing. He was actually super cool, and he was so honest, which I like.
Yeah.
Like at the rap party, we talked a few times, he was very cool, but at the rap party, and this is where the honesty comes in, I walk up to him like, hey man, what's up? How are you? And he looked at me, he goes, do you really care? And I go,
Damn.
and I go, no, not really. He goes, okay. I just walked away. I know that sounds like he's an asshole thing to do, but for some odd reason, I'm like, I kind of like that.
It's very New York of him.
Yeah, because I honestly don't care. Where's your wife?
Oh, man.
That's good.
Wow. He's a dick.
So what? How did that
But
help?
like kind of like Seinfeld-ish, where it's
Yeah.
like, it's like, oh, you understand it, but it's still like, you didn't have to go meet this guy and be like, oh yeah, your audition tape sucked, and just like leave.
I think
it was unnecessary.
I do.
Yeah.
I've told some people this, and they all sort of say the same thing. Like they were playing mind games. Like I think it was a very like mind gamey thing to do.
I always hate that. It's like,
Me
why
too.
not would do that shit? And it's like, for what?
Me too.
What will they do?
Well, they would tell you it's like a 2-week boot camp. And I'm gonna do top to bottom, the cast of Wild 'N Out, I'll always say this, most talented group of people I've ever seen in my life. It's
Hilarious.
insane.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, okay, write a song on this. And I didn't grow up writing fucking songs, rapping, whatever. But then they'll tell you this determines how many episodes you get.
Damn.
And then the guy would just say shit like, I guess some of y'all gonna be losing episodes. I guess some of y'all, and they just like hold that thing over your head for 2 weeks. My confidence got worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I did, I reached out to the guy, like went to the hotel where all the Wild 'N Out people were staying. I was like, dude, like 3 days before we started filming, I was like, my confidence has never been lower. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. And then he like coached me through that a bit. But if I didn't take it upon myself to go, hey man,
Yeah.
this is a big opportunity and I know it and I need help, It's just a constant, like, we don't give a fuck. You sink or you swim.
Yeah. And I think it's like they do that because they need you to be like a strong-minded person because they spend all this money on these things, on these like sketches, or punks. And if you break or you fuck up, like if whatever at some point, if some famous person knows that you're punking them, you just lost the company so much money.
Yeah.
So you have to I think they have to kind of fuck around with you to see if you can sort of handle it.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not gonna trust some kid I just met 2 days ago with essentially some of these things were like really high production. It was like $400,000, $500,000 on a production of like some wild thing. It's like, bro, we have to know that you can like handle the heat or whatever.
Sorry, I was gonna, you finish the point.
I was just gonna say like, I would have handled it differently. I think you can middle of the road it.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I don't know. That's what they did it. And this show was, stupid successful. So they obviously know what the fuck they're doing.
Also, guys, I'm not gonna waste time talking sports with these two because they don't know nothing about it. So, if you didn't know, I have been on an unbelievable cold streak on Prize Picks. We're gonna keep it going. You know the plan. You pick the exact opposite of what I suggest, and that's gonna make you money. Also, you sign up at prizepicks.com and use the promo code Schulz. They will match your initial deposit up to $100. So if you invest $100, you deposit $100, you get $100 for free. You really can't lose unless you're me, and then you find a way to lose every week, but that's how you win. Just pick the opposite of me.